Around the World in 80 Days, Chapter 5. The Man Who Started Watching. The sea turned out to be nothing like Passepartout had imagined. Sometimes it was calm and smooth, sometimes it was loud and restless, and sometimes it seemed so endless that he started wondering whether anything besides water even existed. But what surprised him most was Mr. Fogg's behavior. Even in the middle of the ocean, he never changed. Breakfast right on time, a walk around the deck right on time, newspaper right on time, cards right on time, and checking his watch almost constantly. Passepartout started thinking that if the ship ever began to sink, his master would probably check the schedule first before looking for a lifeboat. A few days later, land finally appeared on the horizon. At first, it was only a thin dark line. Then, buildings appeared. Then, ship masts rising above the port. And suddenly, the whole city seemed to grow out of the city itself. Suez. Passepartout froze by the rail. The hot air hit his face the moment they got off the ship. After cool, rainy London, everything felt different. Brighter, louder, faster. People moved through the streets wearing unfamiliar clothes. Dozens of languages floated through the air. The city smelled of spices, salt water, hot stone, and coal smoke.
Sir, are we really in Egypt already?
Passepartout asked quietly.
Yes, and we aren't late.
Fogg took off his watch.
We are ahead of schedule.
Passepartout was beginning to suspect that his master genuinely enjoyed saying those words. While Fogg dealt with tickets, timetables, and travel arrangements, somebody was watching them. A man in a dark suit stood not far away, pretending to admire the ships in the harbor. In reality, he was studying Mr. Fogg very carefully. His name was Fix. He was a detective. A few days earlier, a major bank robbery had shaken England. The thief had disappeared without a trace. And then, almost immediately afterwards, a wealthy Englishman had left the country with a large amount of money. Too quickly, too conveniently, too suspiciously.
If this is a coincidence,
Fix muttered under his breath.
it's an extremely strange one.
He had no proof, not yet, but he had noticed something else. A servant who clearly enjoyed talking. Fix spotted Passepartout almost immediately. The man was looking around with such excitement that it seemed he wanted to take in the whole of Egypt in a single day.
First time here.
Fix asked casually as he stepped closer.
First time this far from home.
Passepartout replied with a wide smile. It was exactly the answer Fix had hoped for. Within minutes, Passepartout was telling him nearly everything. About the bet, about the £20,000, about the sudden departure, about a master who practically lived by the minute. Fix listened carefully. Perhaps he listened a little too carefully,
Your master sounds like quite an unusual man.
he said cautiously. Passepartout laughed.
Unusual? You should try traveling with him.
Fix smiled politely, but inside a plan was already starting to take shape. If Fogg really was a criminal, he could not be allowed to disappear. Fix would watch, wait, and gather evidence. By evening they were back on board. Passepartout stood by the rail, watching the lights of Suez slowly fade into the distance. For the first time, it felt as if the world was growing bigger with every passing hour. Fogg checked the route, Fix kept watching, and Passepartout still had no idea that a short conversation at the port had quietly turned their journey into a chase.